Welcome back to Money Life for February the 20th. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Chuck Jaffe, and I'm joined right now by John Blossom. He is the president of Alliance Benefit Group, Illinois. Now, I do not expect you to have heard of this company, but you might have heard of something that they did recently. Because Alliance Benefit Group, Illinois, took the unusual step of implementing a pay increase for its 70-plus workers that it calls a cost of government pay increase. That's right, a cost of government pay increase to combat the increase in Social Security payroll taxes that took a bite out of everybody's paycheck back in January. So beginning this month, Alliance Benefit Group Illinois is increasing every employee's pay by 2%. It's a really interesting move. It's a nice move, but I dare say I think there may be some more to it. Now, if you want to know more about the company, their website is abgil.com. John Blossom, welcome to Money Life.
Thank you. Thanks very much. I'm happy to be here.
John, first things first, because there will be folks who see a move like this and go, okay, well, everybody's going to get their 2% raise or whatever minimal raise they're going to get in pay. Do confirm for the folks who were skeptical that this is something a bit out of the ordinary. This was not just, hey, we got through the year and we decided everybody gets a pay raise because it's another year and we do that for everybody, right?
Absolutely. No, in fact, we made it very clear to our staff that we were not in any way using this as a replacement for merit increases or anything else that we might do, or frankly setting any really precedent for doing it on a regular basis.
There's a flip side to this, which is I said back at the point where they were not doing this tax that a lot of folks could help themselves by saying, hey, since I'm not paying 2% into Social Security, let me put that 2% into my retirement plan. And of course, you guys are in the benefits business. How did your employees, I mean, obviously everybody loves getting a pay raise, but how did they think about it? Was there strategy and other stuff that it was involved in? Look at what we're getting here.
Well, we did the same thing that you talked about, that we encouraged people when it went down to save that money. But you and I both know that that's pretty unrealistic. It's just not going to happen with most people. If they're living with pretty much spending most all or all of every paycheck, they didn't put that away. So as a practical matter, the 2% increase on the first paycheck of January was in essence a takeaway by the government of reducing their pay by 2%.
Is there a side here that says you're trying to make something of a political statement? I mean, you could have done this very quietly. Only your own employees would have known. But is there a bigger agenda here that folks should be thinking about? And do you wish that other employers would follow suit?
Well, I sure wish other employers might follow suit. I would say that, yeah, we would like to make an economic statement about it, really more than political, because it certainly is both sides of the aisle that are part of what happened. I think, though, that from the economic perspective, I think you saw probably some of the news that came out on Tuesday of this week that said that the economy seemed to be slowing. And one of the things, the very obvious things, you take 2% out of everyone's paycheck that they thought they were going to spend. They're not going to spend that in the grocery store or the gas station or wherever they need to spend it, and so things go down.
When you look at this from the standpoint of what your company does, and it's in the benefits business, again, the business is Alliance Benefit Group Illinois, and it's abgil.com for folks who want more information. Is there something that you believe stops most employers from doing this? If it's simply that side that says, hey, 2% more means my profit margins go down, is there a point where we should be in this country looking at things and going, as long as I'm profitable and it's a reasonable profit, that, okay, enough is enough and I can do this?
That's kind of what we thought. We felt, hey, this is the right thing to do. That they are going to have less to take home if they were paid properly on December 31st. They're now paid 98% of proper in the first week in January. We felt that's something you just got to fix. You can't ignore that. So yes, it comes out of profits, but I think my hope is that everybody's enthusiastic enough about it in our organization that we'll have increased loyalty and productivity that will more than make up the 2%.
Now, because ABG Illinois is in the retirement plan administration business, because you work with a lot of other employers, Have you raised this with your customers and sort of said, guys, look at what we did, and by the way, your employees are suffering the same way. Might you consider it? Did you sort of throw down the gauntlet for anybody else to pick this up?
Well, yes, indirectly. We take care of about 40,000 plan participants in employer-sponsored retirement plans with a little over $2.2 billion in retirement plan assets. We're a good-sized player. And we sent out copies of the press release that you apparently picked up to all of our clients, and we got clients in our general mailing list, and we got a lot of feedback from people that said, "Hey, this is really neat that you guys did that. You should be commended about it," etc. So I was pleased with that kind of reaction.
But did any of them follow suit? I mean, do you know to this point if anybody else has said, "I want to go do this"?
I don't know that. I'm hoping that in maybe some board meetings or executive group meetings that people are saying, "Hey, this is something we maybe ought to consider." I can tell you that I got thank you notes from probably close to a third of our staff, which is really unique. I mean, there are a lot of things we've done around here that I think have been positive. I've never had that kind of response from our people.
Yeah, that's fairly unheard of, I think, at all levels.
I even got a thank you letter from the mother of one of our staff people. The gal had told her mom about what happened. Her mother sent a letter saying, "What a wonderful place to work," and said nicer things about me than my mother could say.
What about the other side? If this is being done as a cost of government increase, and you've sent out the press release and you've gotten some attention, is there the point that says, hey, I hope that Washington is listening? And is there any indication from any of your politicians, whether it's the national folks or just your local congressman, that somebody else up there is paying attention to what you did?
I have a pretty good relationship with my local congressman, and candidly, I've heard nothing from anybody who we pay to go to Washington on this topic.
I hope that changes, because I would love to see more companies respond this way, being willing to maybe take just a little bit less in profits to help everybody out a little bit. It is the cost of government pay increase. No, you're probably not getting one, at least unless you work for Alliance Benefit Group of Illinois. Alliance Benefit Group Illinois, abgil.com is the website. John Blossom, thanks so much for sharing this. Congratulations on a great idea. I do hope others take you up on it.
Thank you, Chuck. It's great to be here.
There is much more to go on the February 20th edition of Money Life. Up next, it's the Money Life Market Call.